ॐ ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै। तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्। अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवत् गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः। यस्यान्तन्न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। अमानित्वमदम्भित्वम् अहिंसा क्षान्तिरार्जवम् आचार्योपासनं शौचम् स्थैर्यमात्मविनिग्रहः इन्द्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम् अनहङ्कार एव च जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि दुःखदोषानुदर्शनम् असक्तिरनभिष्वङ्गः पुत्रदारगृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तत्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु मयि चानन्ययोगेन भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणी विविक्तदेशसेवित्वम् अरतिर्जनसंसदि अध्यात्मज्ञाननित्यत्वम् तत्त्वज्ञानार्थदर्शनम् एतत् ज्ञानमिति प्रोक्तम् अज्ञानं यदतोऽन्यथा the value of the values, and by imbibing in this such values, Bhagavan says a person gains knowledge naturally. So this all 20 values we have been studying, and we have completed up to the 9th verse. Asaktihi anabhishvangaha putradara grihadishu ishta in anishta upapattishu nityam samachittatva. That we have seen last. So asaktihi, we have seen saktihi means attachment, and to have a ownership are called saktihi, but who doesn't have that ownership on his or her mind are called asaktihi. Then we have seen this, what is the meaning of asaktihi, and lastly we have seen the meaning of asakti we can take is disposition towards the relationship between oneself and things. It's called asaktihi. Then anabhishvangaha putradara grihadishu anabhishvangaha. Abhishvangaha is the word, meaning is tivra raga, intense attachment, like Dashratha has for Lord Rama is called abhishvangaha. Bhagavan says we have some attachment, but it should not be too much. So it says anabhishvangaha. One should not have intense attachment towards son or daughter, wife, or maybe husband. Gruha means house, and adi means there are many things that people are available with whom we can be more avishvanga. So Bhagavan says disparate caring is called anavishvanga. We can have care for them, but with some disposition of mind. And we have seen also how can we differentiate between attachment and intense attachment, or abhishvangaha, anabhishvangaha. So we have seen we can say this is my son, daughter, or something, but when person starts telling to everyone, I am living in my son, then it is called over attachment. And if somebody is separate maybe because of death or something, a person has anabhishvanga, can manage life. But if over-attachment can also commit suicide, it's called abhishvanga, that we have seen. Last one we have seen, ishta anishta upapatteshu nityam samachittatvam. So every time if you have noticed, there is nothing, but Bhagavan would like to make our mind so sensible. Everything is the qualities of mind only. Dhamma is only comes one, otherwise everywhere is how we can make our mind more and more sensible. So here also even anabhishvangaha, asaktihi are all are at the mind level only. Samachittatvam, the balanced mind, sameness of mind, from where Bhagavan says, Ishta Anishta Upapratishu. In our life, sometimes favorable condition comes, sometimes unfavorable. In both, our mind should be balanced. It's called Nityatvam Samachittatvam. And how can we develop? Only one, I can say, our Karma Yoga. More we live a life of Karma Yoga, more our mind is ready to accept everything. And lastly, we have seen, it is very important, there is a caution. People used to say, if person is IQ is very high, then person can excel in worldly life. But after some time, everybody has noticed, in spite of good IQ, person are committed suicide. So meaning the person, in spite of IQ, cannot handle one's own life. Then what is necessary? Then they have found the mind, EQ should be more, emotional quotient should be more compared to IQ. Then how can we build up our EQ? Then he says, person's SQ should be more. SQ means spiritual quotient. And if we live a life of karma yoga, is naturally increase our spiritual quotient, because what we are doing for Ishvara, what we are accepting is a prasada of Ishvara, then our EQ, SQ will be increased. And if SQ is there, then we can balance our EQ. Otherwise, it's difficult to balance our EQ. In last one we have seen, in electrocardiogram, when doctor takes the graph of heart, then it comes like that. It means it goes up and it goes down, means heart is working, patient is lying. But if this straight line comes, we have to understand there is no life in the patient. Same way in our life, sometimes favorable, sometimes unfavorable, both comes, then we have to understand now life is going. If without anything, what's the enjoyment? How can we enjoy our life? That's why we have to accept ishta, anishta, whatever comes, balance with balanced mind. Until this we have seen, now Mai ananyena bhaktihi apvyabhicharena. Bhagavan says, Mai, in me, one should have bhakti. Bhakti means devotion. Ananyena bhakti. Consider oneself, I am not separate from Ishvara, and apvyabhicharini, meaning is, it is not keep on changing. Vyabhichara means changing, swerving. But avyabhicharini means it should not swerving, unserving. There is a one word, very beautiful word. People say love, bhakti. But we ask really, what is the meaning of bhakti? Bhagavan says, the people says, I am doing too much bhakti because I am doing puja, that's why I have bhakti. I am offering flowers, that's why I have bhakti. And I am going to everyday temple, so I have bhakti. But really speaking, this is not definition of bhakti. I used to say, mother loves child. What is, why mother loves child? because of hatred or love? Love only. So mother loves child. Then suppose any person, some elderly, we do pranam, we give respect. When we give this, why we are giving the respect to elder person? What is the name? This attitude. So out of love only, we give the respect to elder. Between friends and friend, there is a love. Even between husband wife, there is a love. So everywhere the name is given differently. If mother have care for child or love for, then we call it as a vatsalyam. Because our language is very rich, so we have given the vatsalyam. Vatsalyam means a love towards little kid. If we have love for our elder, then what we call that love? We say we have respect. What is the respect in Sanskrit? Mana? Adar. Yeah, Adar. Adar. So Adar also because of love only. So same way, when we have some love towards Ishvara, so what is the name of that love? So out of love, mother cares child. Sometimes mother beat, also sometimes mother beats child. Even sometimes elderly person can scold another person out of love only. So then even scolding is an act of love only. Same way, if person has developed love towards Ishvara, so what's the name of that love? It's called bhakti. So bhakti is not any type of karma. Bhakti is the love towards Ishvara, and bhakti is always sitting in the mind. So this is love towards Ishvara is called bhakti. So when people keep on telling, I am bhaktaha because I am going to temple, and then he started cheating another people, then it is, we can't tell them bhaktaha. Same way some person says, I am doing bhakti every day, I am offering flowers. While offering flowers, mind goes somewhere else, how to cheat other person, then it is called not bhakti. Bhakti is only, we have total love for Ishvara, is called bhakti. So then out of bhakti, we can offer the flowers. Out of bhakti or out of love, we can keep clean all our puja room. This is also love. So love and bhakti is a emotional, is a bhavana, it is a not any kriya. Then out of love, whatever we do, any kriya is called bhakti. So people confine bhakti for some action only. Offering flower is called bhakti. Do pradakshina is called bhakti. Then give abhisheka to Lord is called bhakti, but it is not bhakti. It is only kriya. But if we added our love inside, then it is called bhakti only. So whenever bhakti word comes, it is not any type of action, but bhakti is equal to love. So here Bhagavan says, person should have love, bhakti. Where? So he says, Mai, in me. Mai, a person should have love. And which type of bhakti? Then you word uses one adjective for bhakti, avyabhicharini. I have seen many people, somebody says, should I do upasana of Ganesha? Then we say yes. So after 1 year, they say, I am not comfortable in Ganesha. Then they changes into Hanumana, they changes into Shiva, Rama, they keep on changing. Then he has not fixed, his mind is not fixed even within who are my Ishtadeva. So avyabhicharini means our mind should not keep on changing. If you have selected our Ishtadeva, our mind should be fixed. And we are not that much subtle, we can fix our mind in consciousness. We need some avalambana. I always used to say, we need something with whom only we can have some vyavahar. How can we do vyavahara of offering flowers to unconscious? Means consciousness, Chaitanya, we cannot create any relationship. So to create relationship, to create a love between me and Ishvara, we need something. So we need Ishtadeva. Maybe anyone. I never say you have Krishna or Rama only. What you love. There are 32 crores devtas are available. We can choose anyone. But after having chosen, if we keep on changing, no, then it is called vyabhicharini. But avyabhicharini means once we have developed love for one devta, it should not change. It's called avyabhicharini. If suppose Mirabai has developed love for Krishna, then she can't say now I have started love for Lord Rama. It's called avyabhichari. There are many bhaktas. If we see they have taken one deity, lifetime they have done puja for them only. It's called avyabhichari. We should not keep them. We can say our mind is still not stable to choose any deity. So Bhagavan says you should have love which we should not changing in me, and in which form? So Bhagavan says ananyena. Anya. Always I used to say anya means different. You are different, I am different. Anya. But na anya is called ananya. One who consider oneself, I am not separate from Ishwar, is called ananya. In any work, any action, in any situation, when we consider ourselves, I am not separate from Ishvara, are called Ananya. Ananya, this is called Bhakti. In Veda, what I have shown here, in Veda, we have seen, Bhagavan has, even Veda has given 3 upasana, 3 discipline or 3 sadhana, we have seen previously. In Karma Yoga, what we have seen, I will perform each and every action as a Ishwar Arpan Buddhi. Then Bhakti is involved. So sometimes people say, I am doing Karma Yoga, I don't have any Bhakti Purusha. But without Bhakti, person cannot perform Karma Yoga. Because in Karma Yoga, first condition is you offer each and every action unto the Ishvara. If Ishvara factor is not there, then we can't say Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga is also Bhakti only. Without, we cannot receive each and every Karma Phala without understanding Ishvara. Because whatever comes from Ishvara, it is a gift for me. It is a prasada for me. Then in Karma Yoga, Ishvara is involved. Then only Karma Yoga can possible. Then second thing, what given in Veda is called upasana, means meditation. And we have seen the definition of meditation or dhyanam. विजातीय प्रत्यय रहितः सजातीय प्रत्यय सहितः सगुण ईश्वरः, otherwise निर्गुण ईश्वरः, मानस व्यापारः. So dhyana is also mental activity. But about sansara, they say no, about Ishvara only. So here in upasana also, Ishvara is included. Bhakti is included. In last one, Gnana Yoga. Gnana Yoga, there are many people used to say, I am interested in Vedanta, not in Ishvara. There are people used to say, and even I have heard some sadhu also, some sannyasi also, now you are mature. And being mature, you should not play with toys. And in his mind, toys is these old deities. You should throw away inside the ocean, now you are mature. But even Gnana Yoga, Bhagavan says, Gnani to Atmeva Matam in 6th chapter. So even Gnani is considered as the highest Bhakta of Ishvara. So in all, that's why I have written here, Karma Yoga is the step number 1, Bhakti. Even Upasana is the step number 2, Bhakti. And Gnana Yoga we can consider as 3. So all 3 Upasanas, Karma yoga and Gnana yoga are nothing but bhakti only. These are not separate from Ishwar. In bhakti, we have to remember bhakti is our love towards Ishwar. I know one lady, still she survived. She says, whenever I start some work, then only some poem. She is a poet. So whenever I would like to poem, I start working. Means cleaning house, some preparing food, then only some good thought comes in mind, I can create some poem. So I have connected with Ishvara when I working only. Means she is love toward Ishvara. So people say, how can I do work when Ishvara is sitting inside? How can it possible? All the time if Ishvara is sitting in the mind, then how can we focus in our own work? But I always used to say, mother work inside the office, still she is connected with child. And even nowadays, now WhatsApp is there, she can start WhatsApp and she can see her child also. But previous time, even they say this women has to go to collect water for their own house from river. So they used to go, they have one, what we say, this water pot in her waist also, one on her head also. They keep on talking, but still her mind is with her child only. Whether my child should wake up or not, need not to do any separate effort to remember child, because it's totally involved with her child. Same way, we can do any type of activity, but still our mind should be totally involved with Ishvara. Then we can do any type of activity. It's called bhakti. Bhakti is not only sitting in front of Ishvara and do japa. And it is very difficult for Grihastha. That's why this is called bhakti. And one more thing I have written, this is very much important in one's life. There is a 3 word in Sanskritam, sadhakaha, sadhyaha, and sadhana. Sadhaka, we can say, is a seeker. Something we are seeking is called sadhaka. Sadhya means to be sought or our goal. And sadhana, through which we would like to gain our goal, are called sadhana. So there is one medical college in Jamnagar, MP Shah Medical College in Jamnagar. There are many students, they are studying in MBBS. And in front of this medical college, there is a temple of Hanumanji. These students, they never visit Hanumanji in whole 6 months or 1 year. But when exams about to come, they start seeking Hanumanji's help. Oh Hanumanji, please bless me so I can clear the exam. And if I can clear exam, then I will offer 1 coconut. This is common for all students. So I have written here, sadhaka, what we understand is student. Sadhya for these students is to clear the exam. And what is the sadhana for clearing the exam? So in whatever, Hanumanji is there, Ganesha, even any devtas we can take. And when result comes, and if they have cleared the exam, and if we go to the temple, whole temple is full of coconut, everywhere full of coconut. It is continue for 1 week. Then after 1 week, nobody visit temple. So how we have used Hanumanji or Ganesha, so is mere instrument, sadhana. After 7 weeks, nobody will remember Hanumanji. Again exam will come, again we go. So for worldly people, we use Ishvara as a sadhana. I have taken student, but there are many people, if some parents are there, if here I can read some parents, their goal is his son should be settled in marriage or somewhere. So they they would go some temple and they are taking some vow, no? They say, if my son is settled, then I offer 1,000 rupees, something. And if it's settled, then they came back to temple, they offered 1,000 rupees, chapter is over. Then nobody will remember Ishvara. So we say it's called sadhana. We are using Ishvara as a sadhana, as an instrument. But there are a people, one who I call as a spiritual seeker. Their goal is to see Ishvara, whether they have goal to have self-knowledge. This is their goal or sadhya. But for that also, Ishvara, they are doing japa, they are living a life of karma yoga. So instrument is also Ishvara and sadhya is also Ishvara. Then Ishvara can help us. So sadhaka for sadhaka, sadhya and sadhan, both should be Ishvara. Then Ishvara can help in our spiritual journey. So that's why Bhagavan says, person should have avyabhicharini devotion in me. So Ananya Yogena is written, the meaning is without considering oneself as a separate from Ishvara is called Ananya Yogena. Otherwise, Anya Yogena, when need arises, we go to the temple, but Ananya is, I am not separate from Ishvara, is called Ananyena. And Avyabhicharini. Avyabhicharini means one who has a devotion unswerving. Without Ishvara, everything is keep on changing, everything is perishable, are called Avyabhicharini. They never hold on worldly object. They always with Ishvara is called Avyabhicharini. And when, so Bhagavan says in me, we can take as even a form of Lord Krishna, or we can take as a Ishvara Krishna, who is all pervading. Because in 9th chapter, Bhagavan says, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. At that time, Bhagavan says, who I am, avyakta murtina. Avyakta. One who is in not unmanifest form. Vyaktaha is manifest, avyakta means unmanifest form. So Bhagavan says, I am not confined with this Lord Krishna's form, but I am avyakta murtina. I don't have any specific form, I am unmanifest condition. This is my real nature, one who is always have devotion towards me. It is the great value. So one more thing which I should share in beginning, but I forgot to share this. We all are Manushyaha and we are gifted with one thing, and it is called free will. Bhagavan have given free will. Other animals, except human being, all are programmed animals. They have never their own thinking. They do, they're destined to do, like all birds, all animals. But Bhagavan has given free will, and what is the definition of free will? So I have written kartum, akartum, anyatha kartum. Generally, we take this sentence for Ishvara. Ishvara is kartum, akartum, anyatha kartum. But this definition also applicable for us also. Kartum, do it. Akartum, we cannot able to do also. We never do also, and we can do it differently. Suppose somebody asks, you prepare a chai, kartum. Somebody says you prepare a tea. So one person says, okay, I will prepare. Then yes, simply that person has prepared tea. Another person says, why should I prepare? And another says, okay, I will prepare, but I will add something, maybe some masala, something, tulsi, something. So everything we have given this gift, we can do any type of action according to our will. It's called free will. It's given to us. And because this free will given to us, we can choose our action. What should I do? What should I not do? And that purpose only Bhagavan have gifted us Veda. These all four Vedas Bhagavan has given because these Veda are manual for us. Because otherwise we can use our free will not properly also. It's a Veda are manual how to use this human body. And having given this free will, all people, generally all people have gone through different type of experience. But some people can have some, vichara or viveka. Then he starts thinking. This is also because of free will only. That's why they say moksha possible only in human body, not in anyone. He says animals means all birds, everything. Animals are considered as a papayoni. According to Veda, all devatas are considered as a punya yoni. And we are a mishraji. We are a mixture of punya papa. So papa yoni means generally animal has to exhaust their own papa. They can't do something special because they don't have free will. So papa yoni means to exhaust our papa. But still I can always used to say, punya papa is not black and white. Punya papa has their own coloration. There are many dogs I have seen, they are living in AC room. There are many people, they keep their all pets very nicely. Still all animals are considered as a papa yoni, but they have done something good. No? They are living better than there are many people living in slum area. So even though we say papa yoni, but still they can have good experience. So papa yoni means to experience our own dukkha. Punya yoni means we have to experience sukha. Because punya exhausts in the form of sukha, papa exhausts in the form of dukkha. And we are mixture, punya papa. Sometimes we are happy, a long time we are unhappy. So we are the mixture of punya papa. And in human is only human being, free will is given. So because of free will, we are committed again punya papa. Again we can choose right something action, sometimes improper action. This again give punya papa. But to decide I need moksha is possible only in human birth, nothing else. That's why durlabham manushyatvam. It is given in Viveka Chudamani, durlabham trayametad daivanugrahetukam manushyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha sanshraya. These three things are very rare in person's life. One is called manushyatvam. There are many manushya are available, but all people doesn't have manushyatvam. The meaning of manushyatvam means humanness, humane, sometimes we say. If people are cruel, we can't say there are human beings. But manushyatvam means one who are ready to help others. It's called humane. So there are very rare manushyatvam, then mamukshutvam. Even after having a human form, still a person never desire of moksha or freedom. It's also very rare, mumukshutvam. And last one is Mahapurusha Sanshraya. We cannot identify one who is called sadhu or sannyasi, because all are in same. How is going in person's mind, we can't tell. So to get a good sadhu, Mahapurusa Samshraya is also very rare. Mahapurusa Samshraya. These three things are very rare. If Bhagavan has given by chance his human body, then we should have to become free from this all yonis. And this is possible only when we have a blessing of some Mahapurusha. So these three things are rare, but this Manushya has only this category. Kartum, akartum, anyatha kartum. This is also applicable for Ishvara, no doubt. But for us human being also, we can do it differently, and we don't do it. Puja Swamiji would like to prove this. So he would like to ask in this Gnana Yajna, he asked people, start clapping. There are 1,000 people are sitting inside the hall. And Puja Swamiji says, you start clapping. Somebody starts clapping. Somebody must be starting. Why should I clap? And somebody starts like this. So kartum, clapping. Why should I clap? And akartum. And somebody start like this. Somebody saying like sometimes. Let me ask. That's why I should do. Anyatha kartum. These all privilege are given to us only, our human being. That's why these people, one should know in this life, in this world, everything is changing. Vyabhicharin. Things keep on changing. Relationship is also keep on changing, and favorable situation also keep on changing. So we need something which never changes. And what that thing which never changes, again only one, that is Ishvara. So in any relationship, there is a one thing should be which remain unchanged. And this is called Ishvara. And we should develop love towards the Ishvara. But it is not easy, How it is not easy? Because we can't ask, start love you. Nobody can love. Anyway, so how can we love Ishvara when we understand Ishvara? Then only we can have some respect, some love towards Ishvara. This is to develop bhakti towards Ishvara. We should understand who is Ishvara, what is the nature of Ishvara. Then only we can have a love towards Ishvara, and that love is called bhakti. And again, if we have bhakti, if we have love towards Ishvara, then what is the benefit? Because we are interested, we are like business people, no Baniya. Always Baniya asks, if I help something, then what will happen to me? What is the benefit? Then benefit is only one, our mind will be quiet. Our mind is composed, and only quiet, composed, calm mind, Gnanam will take place. All goal of these 20 values is nothing but to keep our mind quiet, calm, and composed. In any way, Bhagavan would like to keep our mind quiet. So this is called my Ananya Yogena Bhakti Avyabhicharini. So this is also a shloka from Vivek Chudaman. He has given the definition of bhakti. So it says bhakti eva gariyasi. Devotion is the greatest. Gariyasi means is the best. For what? Then he says moksha karana samagriya. Samagri means ingredients. It says shamadhi shatak sampatti. Even viveka vairagya are called samagri to have atmagnan. Same way, moksha karam. If person is interested in moksha, then there are many ingredients are available, like viveka, vairagya, and everything. Among which one is the best? It says bhakti eva gariyasi. Because bhakti is sticky. Sticky means it always stick with us. Like other shama damaha can give some ego. Now I am master of my mind, something. But bhakti If we total surrender to Ishvara, is the best thing to have mumukshutva. And now we have self-knowledge. Then again, he has given another definition of bhakti. He says, Swaswarupa anusandhanam bhaktihi iti abhidhiyate. Now, I have given the another definition of bhakti is named by bhakti, but what we call to bhakti, he says Swaswarupa anusandhanam. We know who we are. So totally, if we know my real nature is mere consciousness, and if we have constant attachment with this knowledge, is called bhakti. Swaswarupa, one's own real nature. Swarupa means always we have that in our mind, is called bhakti. And for that purpose only, Bhagavan says in 7th chapter, Gnani tu atme mata. This self-knowledge, Agnani, they know I am not separate from Ishvara. It is called the greatest bhakta among all those 4 bhaktas. So bhakti, even I says not for even Swaswarupanusandhan, even not for Atma Gnana, but still we should have love towards Ishvara to balance even this worldly life. Without Ishvara, we cannot have cheerful worldly life, because always some favorable, unfavorable keep on coming. So how can we have something to which we hang over to? Is only Ishvara. So bhakti means love towards Ishvara. One should have love, is called bhakti. That's why I keep on telling bhakti is not particular action. Bhakti is not any action. Bhakti is only love, prem towards Ishvara. Then Vivikta Deshasya Vitva. Vivikta is called solitary, secluded place. Sevitvam, one should love for such place. Vivikta Deshasya, Desh means space. Vivikta means there is no people there. Vivikta. That person who are interested in self-knowledge or whatever mumukshu, they have to live in this secluded place. So that's why love for quiet place. So first time when we went to Gurukulam in Anaikatti, then Pujya Swamiji used to ask us, why you have come over here? For what purpose? His voice is very heavy. Then he one by one he get up. He said, please get up and ask. Then my turn comes. I said, I am very happy in this place because I can reflect here. Then he says, what you will reflect? You will reflect on your father, parents? What to reflect on what? Then I said, what we learned from our classes, that I can reflect. Then he said, okay, sit. But he was so say with something, so we have made some mistake. Always his attitude towards us is like. But if we have love to remain, to live in quiet place, so what are the, why generally I have written, this is a nice attitude if we can live in quiet place, but generally people always avoid to live in quiet place. Why? There is only one reason. We are not happy with oneself. I can say you should accept all people as they are, but still we are not ready to accept ourselves. There are many tantrums are sitting inside our mind. This people has done to me, you are not good. This people has done, because there is something missing inside. So we are not ready to accept ourselves good. So always we would like to avoid interaction with oneself. If nobody is there, then we have to deal with oneself only. Then we don't know how to deal. So again, that's why I have it. We are not happy or satisfied with oneself. So always we keep ourselves busy either with television, mobile, laptop, music parties. Nowadays, kitty parties. I don't know what they are doing at kitty party, but women are always busy. I went to Bhavnagar just last December. So there is a one lady, she is very good. She is always helping. She always asks, what should I do? What should I bring for you? Something you need, I definitely have. Then I said, please come. 6 to 7 we have class. You please come. So he says, I cannot come for 3 days. I say, why? He says, from 5 to 7 we have kitty parties. So I have to go in kitty parties. If I won't go, then they will ask why I'm not coming to kitty parties. So they love kitty parties. But for which reason only we are not satisfied with such. If everything is taken out from person, no mobile, no laptop, nothing, and person asks you have to sit for 3 hours only without doing anything, people cannot sit. There is another good story or good joke. What is not joke but story. In South, there are many temples are always big, and the trust are also, they have all their own trust. So in South, there is one big temple was there. In big temples, there are many workers. They are serving to clean everything. There are many things to do in temples. So they have kept minimum 30 workers. Like when we went to Kileshwar, that persons, there are 60 workers are there to keep on cleaning. Same way in that temple, suppose the trust has kept 30 people who can keep on cleaning this whole premises of temple. So every time they give lunch and dinner free of charge to these 30 people because they are serving the temple. This is the rule of trust. They have resolved this rule. And there is a one sadhu. In this premises, there is a one sadhu. He used to come every day at 5 a.m. And at that time, door opens for a deity and people start darshanam. So he used to come at 5 a.m. Then he used to sit in front of Lord up to 12 noon. For 7 hours, he only used to do darshan of Ishwar, nothing else, for 7 hours. For this sadhu also, trust have decided to give lunch and dinner because he is always sitting in front. Then somehow the trustee have changed. New trustee have come and they have find out total how many people are taking lunch, dinner. Then they have found total 30 people are there, but still they are serving 31 people. Then they ask, who is this 31? Who is the 31st? Then all people say, there is a one sadhu. He is always coming at 5 o'clock, sitting in front of Lord. Then says, you stop giving lunch and dinner for this sadhu. He's doing nothing. And if he is not doing nothing, then how can we give lunch and dinner? Then they cannot, these all poor people, they can't say anything in front of these trustees. They say, okay. The next day, sadhu reaches for lunch. Then the people say, sorry, today we cannot give because trustee mandal has changed and they say no to you. Then sadhu says, I would like to meet new trustee. Then say, he's very, this awkward, it is not good for you. He may insult you. The sadhu says, okay, but I would like to go and I would like to see the trustee in person. Then sadhu went and the trustee was sitting on the chair. Then sadhu says, I'm same sadhu. Then say, you are doing nothing. Then why should I serve you? Then sadhu says, can we do one thing? This trustee says, what? So say, you please come at 5 o'clock only for tomorrow. You have to do nothing. You have to just sit in the front of deity up to 12 hours. And whatever you are doing, the job of trustee, sadhu says, I will do. I will take care of whatever you are doing as a trustee, and you have to do what I am doing. So if you are comfortable for 7 to 12 hours sitting in front of Lord, then I won't ask any bhiksha, means lunch bhiksha or dinner bhiksha from you. And if not, then you can give me bhiksha. And Sadhu says, I will take care of, because I have learned that I know everything, so I can take care of all your problems of trustees. Then he says, okay. So next day, 5 o'clock, this trustee, before 5 o'clock, he has to take bath. He became prepared and he sat in front of deity. So he says, from 5 to 5:15, he was looking at the Ishwaras for 15 minutes. Then after 15 minutes, says, how long I have to see at the place of Ishwara? Let me check surrounding Garbhagruha. Everything is, they have kept clean or not? Then I start searching. Everything is, they have kept tidy. Or then after 5:30, these things is also over. Then they're starting surrounding. Everything is kept properly or not. So up to 7, he just stand up from his seat and he says, not even lunch or dinner, but you should serve breakfast to this sadhu, because it is very difficult to keep nothing. It is very difficult without doing. You can sit for hours and hours. It is not that much easy. You please give even breakfast 6 hours. Then he announced, to sit alone with oneself, even to sit with Ishvara, it is not that much easy. That's why Bhagavan has given Vivikta Desha Sevitva. Love to sit for a quiet place. But detail of this we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Namaste, teacher.